Kingdom Claus. Book 1. By Adam David Brown. Prologue. It was the beginning of a time of war and snow. In the land of the north, a realm at the top of the world and far hidden from the eyes of mortal man, darkness had taken hold. It was a cold and vast land, full of mountains and scattered settlements that lay between the two kingdoms. There was the kingdom of Gordeval, that lay in the southeast region and was ruled by Amaranth, a warlord who rose to power through blood and deceit, and one who sought only further power and wealth. Gordeval had once been ruled by a kind king, King Mandor, to whom Amaranth had been a royal advisor. Long had Gordeval lived in peace and prosperity until Amaranth grew impatient and hungry for power. Seeking the throne and knowing King Mandor had no heirs to his crown, Amaranth poisoned the king and claimed it was the work of assassins from the northwestern kingdom, the kingdom of Claus. After the passing of King Mandor, the kingdom of Gordeval fell upon darkness, and the prosperity it had once enjoyed now was but a memory. There was no house of stewards and no one to challenge for the throne. The vacuum of power would soon be filled when Amaranth claims the throne for himself. With the resources of Gordeval almost spent and the people in despair, Amaranth declares open war on Kingdom Claus. Amaranth long knew of the immense wealth of silver and gold in the mountains and mines of the northwestern kingdom, and was bent on claiming this wealth for his own. Being deceived into believing that the northwestern kingdom was responsible for King Mandor's murder, the people rally behind the new King Amaranth and march to war with the kingdom of Claus. It would go on to be 100 years that this war would bring torment upon the people and borders of Kingdom Claus, but the lines of the northwestern kingdom were never easily broken and would show no sign of breaking. For this kingdom was ruled by King Claus, a man in which had blessings and magic behind him. There had always been a Claus on the throne of the Northwest, a bloodline of strong and kind men that should rule over a land that was said to be blessed by God himself. This king had once been known as Santa the Red, son of Oleg. Santa the Red was a cunning and brave warrior on the battlefield, and one who had a mind for strategy and a heart for kindness. For he was no different than his father, whom was a king that once ruled over this blessed kingdom of the Northwest. After his father's passing, Santa the Red had given up his position as general and moved from prince to king, as he became King Claus the Seventh. King Claus the Sixth had passed within the same year that Amaranth had murdered King Mandor, and this would be known throughout the north as the year of the death of two kings. Santa the Red takes the throne, as Amaranth lays claim to the crown of Gordeval. Soon after, Amaranth begins his siege upon Kingdom Claus, and it would be written, the year of the death of two kings would beget the war of 100 years. For centuries before the rule of Amaranth, the two kingdoms would live in relative peace, as it was a time of growth and trade between them. But now, darkness dwells over Gordeval, and monsters and malice breed within its shadows. The throne that had once offered peace, now pushes forth with an iron fist of greed and corruption. For Amaranth not only sought to take the riches from the northwestern kingdom, but to rule it as well, uniting all of the north under his terrible claw. Not only were the people of Gordeval in danger, but now all the free folk within the realm of the north were threatened with Amaranth's tyranny. The people of the north were like men, only time and age had a slower effect. They were a hearty folk, used to the cold, strong, and kind-hearted. And among them also lived a race of smaller folk called the Vendigum. Some would call them elves, but they would grow to hate that term. The Vendigum would be master craftsmen in all of their toils. They would be clockmakers, toy makers, great miners, and would later become essential in attempting to thwart Amaranth's ambitions. It would be written of them, they were created to pursue their crafts and to aid northern man in all the things he has missed. They were of small stature, with pointed ears, kind hearts, and nimble minds. They were perfectly suited for detailed work and devising plans. They were a race of kind deeds and were drawn to goodness wherever it would be. They had once also presided in the southern regions of the north and throughout the kingdom of Gordeval, but would be driven north due to the darkness of Amaranth's reign. Many of the southern Vendigum pledged their service to the Claus family, and others went into the free mountains and begot their own townships. The Vendigum were a crucial part of Kingdom Claus, for they would work the mines and tend to the animals, and would indeed assist northern man in his many turmoils. The line of Claus had long been aided by blessings and magic doings, and the kingdom of the Northwest would be protected so as long as the goodness would have it. for the king would always be in the company and counsel of a nameless wizard, one whose age is forgotten as well as his name. The people have come to call this wizard simply Father Frost, for he would temper the winters and tame the cold so that the people of the north could farm and grow. It has been said that Father Frost had been there longer than the line of Claus and was responsible for the settling of the north. It was written about him. For 7 kings has the northern wizard been a shepherd of goodness and a protector over the realm of Claus. Long has this wizard helped the line of the king cast out evil wherever it should sprout its vile branches, but the darkness grows ever wide and its shadows smite out what may stand against it. With the ever-growing threat of King Amaranth's reign, so follows a blackness, great and terrible. And with that, the power of Father Frost and the goodness of the north itself begins to fade as a candle flicker in a sealed tomb. It is here, at the beginning of the 100-year war and at the fading of magic and goodness, and during the 7th rule of the Northwestern Kingdom, that darkness subdues the light. It is here that we could find our end. The adventure continues with Chapter 1, The First Garrison.